Ooh, game 1, and it's a 1 power hand. Gotta change that around. This is good. It's got Gear Master and Mysterium Orb. I'm not super excited to have Gear Master as our first playable because we don't have Sentinel or anything here in the hand. Like, Sandstorm Titan would be great. If we have Sandstorm Titan, then I'm a lot more happy with this, but as it is, not super excited. That honestly feels better. Because I just worry that this has so little impact early on, and it's so good for us once we can start chaining a bunch of our Sentinels together that we really don't want to be slamming it onto an empty board and just getting it torched.
Draw, mister.
But I'm really bad at art. Let's go Amber Acolyte or Mysterium Orb. Mysterium Orb is really tempting just because we can pump out a lot of power the next turn. Just Amber Acolyte. Now we have all of the factions that we need to get a Heart of the Vault online. And we can Mysterium Orb next turn to get us up to 5 power. We're taking quite a beating here. I'd really love to draw Titan. Sandstorm Titan would be amazing. That is less amazing. So we'll play Mysterium Orb. We're up to 5. It does give us a Heart of the Vault next turn if they don't kill it. So I think we're okay with that. They might do that, honestly. If they have a torch, it's a really good idea to kill it now. Opponent's certainly thinking about it. No, Ornate Katana. Swing team. We are taking a beating so far, but we can recover very quickly with Heart of the Vault. We just gotta hope that they don't have a Vanquish, because Vanquish is gonna be the big problem. I feel like they had the torch. Yep. Oh, they have double torch? Sick. Not as bad as it looks, though. Oh, wow. Definitely not as bad as it looks. Goodbye, Whirling Duo. I want to keep this around because we can Stirring Sand back Sentinel. That's pretty solid. Or a Croonhammer. Yep, that's fine. I mean, it just kills the 2-1. That's hardly a deal. Now we just get the Heart of the Vault down and we're in great shape. Pass the turn. Gear Master, not at its best against this super aggressive matchup, but beyond that, we're in fantastic shape.
Draw, mister.
Wow, they still have a lot of gas. And this is where we need some of our deal 3 effects, so... Or just a Sandstorm Titan, honestly. Stop the flyer. It's why we have the Parapet Sentries. It's why we have the Ancient Defenses. We've got a lot of ways to deal with it. Unfortunately, we're just hitting power. I could Gear Master into Stirring Sand to get back the Heart of the Vault. And that's probably the way to do it. I'm even going to attack here.
You'll be good as new.
Smart move. It has endurance, so there's like really no downside. Deal 2 damage to them. Please give me something good. Not a power. That's... Oh, wow. 2 power. Yikes. Okay. Well, we could be in some trouble. We've got some 6/6s, but... This is looking dicey. They have another torch? They already used double torch. But that's a lot of flood. How can they have enough? Yeah. Okay. I guess I could have blocked with that too. Still. They just kill 1, that's fine. I might even get another Stirring Sand and be pretty happy with that. Thank you, I really needed that Sandstorm Titan. We'll play that first because we draw the card off the Gear Master. Wow, another power card. That is good, though. This is a lot of power. It's a lot of power. I'm hoping that they draw blank here, too. Because we're vastly outclassing them in terms of creatures, as long as they don't have a way to kill this. Yeah, okay. Whew. That got real scary. But we did pretty good, ultimately. Sandstorm Titan saved the day from the 3-3. Ooh. Yeah, and this is why... this is a really good hand that is an excellent example of something that I talk about a fair bit, where people just jam too many Waystones into their decks. I might have been guilty of that this time, because everybody goes, oh, why didn't you put more Waystones? There's no downside to Waystones. I get that constantly in the YouTube comments. And on Twitch. These are depleted. I can't play these. This hand is excellent if these aren't depleted. These being depleted is really dicey. Like, it makes this hand scary. I'm going to keep it, but if this is just a regular Fire Sigil, we'd be fine. I'd be perfectly happy with that. But it's pretty dicey without it. We can't use Torch, we can't, like, do anything. We're just kind of stuck.
Safe travels, friend.
So whenever you think about there's no downside to the Waystones, why don't you just run them? They don't come into play depleted. They don't, but they make other things come into play depleted, which is certainly an issue. And we are against a Clawcroach list, which is certainly something. I almost want to just play Gearmaster first, because they're going to take a while to start up. We might want to take a while to start up, or we just want to finish the game fast. Probably finish the game fast is the right answer, to be perfectly honest. Oh, they have their own Sandstorm Titan. Huh. Alright.
You'll be good as new.
I'll admit, I didn't expect that. And they're probably more likely to have good removal against our Titan, too. It feels like a Crown Arch list. Oh, wow! Lightning Storm. Sick. Alright. Getting got. At least I have a bunch of Titans. That's unfortunate. I guess if I had Geared Mastered, I'd have probably run into the same problem anyways, but... that's too bad. Good news, we can attack again this turn, and if they block, we just get to Heart of the Vault it. And they shouldn't have any board sweepers. They're not in the colors to have them. It's possible they run Stray into Shadow, but not super likely. And now we start to punish. Big fat fatties. Another Sandstorm. Permafrost, sure. I can actually silence our own one, but yeah, I was gonna say, we have Mysterium Orb in the deck. There you go. Bust it off, and in we go. It might have made sense to Purify before attacking there, because it does mean that it would be extra damage. This would overwhelm over, but... they're less likely to block. I'd rather just get rid of the Titan for sure. 2-0. Alright, game 3. We've got Trailmaker. Double Torch. I think this is fine. We will need to draw power, but this does help us out quite a bit. Looks like maybe an aggro deck. Could be a lot of things, though. This could be, like, Granite and Ramp. This could be, honestly, almost anything. Gearmaster is cool, but we really need to make sure that we hit power here. Okay, so it's going to be either, like, Armory or Removal Pile. Could be a bunch of things still. Ooh. Like, I was going to say, I'd rather almost have an Amber Acolyte. Second Gearmaster is scary. Not 100% sold on these. I mean... this is essentially Praxis mid-range. It might just be better to have another mid-range kind of card.
This'll do the trick.
This is worrisome. I'm gonna play this because I really want to try and at least get Obelisk down. But I am worried that they're gonna wipe our board. Like, there's a decent chance that they just use a harsh rule here. Like, it really seems like that's what they're saving up to. At this point, with us being stuck on power, I'm gonna do that and just deal them some damage. Then we're gonna Obelisk, smash for a bunch. They'll wipe the board, but we're in a decent position. Hopefully hit a power. Yep. Oh, right, yeah, we're actually in a really bad position. We only have 2. We've never drawn a power. Hey, there we go. Alright, cool.
You'll be good as new.
Still gives us a 2/2 at least. And we can just go face with these. They're already basically at 3.
Run, cowards!
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have any Sentinels in the void, so not useful yet. We'll just pass. Yeah, this is just kind of the removal pile with Ikaria and Mokto, I think. They don't really care about some of the changes that happened on the patch to Mokto decks because they're not trying to do the Echo kind of strategy. They're trying to just slam Mokto as a value card. That's an unfortunate card for them to have, but nothing I can do about it. I mean, they have a lot of cards in hand. This is going to be tough. Just an awkward draw. I kept a hand that maybe I shouldn't have. Ooh. Yeah, that is a bad hit. We do not need our 8-drop. That can be the issue with this deck. If they kill your early Trailmakers, that's always the problem that I have with Trailmaker. I advocate a lot for making sure that you think at least think about Amber Acolyte first. Because of the simple fact that, like, look at this game. If we had an Amber Acolyte and had gotten actual power, we wouldn't have ramped out as fast, but we would have been able to play this game. Ultimately, they just killed a couple things, and then we folded like we crumbled like a cookie. We were a cheap chair because we couldn't do anything afterwards. We just had no power. We were totally screwed. And that's really, really rough with the Trailmaker. You've got to build your deck with that in mind, that if this card dies, do I just straight lose the game? And sometimes that answer is yes with it. So it's a dicey card to rely on for your whole power base. And with that in mind, I probably could have just mulliganed that hand and gone on to a better one. In any case, let's do the next game. Okay, this hand seems fine. I'm going to keep it. It has the Trailmaker again, which we saw last game can be a problem, but we've got enough power this time that we're not just relying on only Trailmaker getting us there. It's just going to be a bit of ramp for us. And we have the Crest to try and draw something really cool. So, like, we're hoping to hit, say, Xenan Obelisk. Mysterium Orb would actually be great because that's a ton of extra power amp with the Trailmaker. Great-Kiln Fiend is not currently great, but we'll try and make it work. Amazing later if we can get the power. We need to get that Mysterium Orb and start popping off, though.
This'll do the trick.
Well, we have a lot of influence. That's not going to be our problem. Our problem is we just are kind of slow. Haha. That is very useful. So now next turn we already have a Heart of the Vault online, which is pretty sick. Got to be very, very careful with our Trailmaker here. I'm surprised our opponent didn't attack. Definitely should have. Their creatures have already gotten their abilities off because they had to come into play abilities. The Trailmaker was exceptionally useful for us, though. So we couldn't have blocked there. Also, cool thing with Heart of the Vault, as you may have noticed, because it has Overwhelm from the Orb, it trampled over the Friendly Wisp, which is pretty sweet. Things not being able to leave the void and then immediately hitting Stirring Sand is a bit unfortunate. But we're okay. In fact, we might be able to get rid of that. So we'll torch it, hit them, deal the extra Overwhelm, and then we get Great-Kiln. Plus, now we have the Stirring Sand online again, which is really cool. Hitting a power there was pretty good, honestly. Just because I wouldn't mind getting another Great-Kiln. I am very worried about Martial Ironthorn, though. That leads to a lot of broken states. They should be attacking here. No, just doesn't want to attack. Let's play another Great-Kiln Fiend. Great-Kiln Titan. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. Honestly, face? Face might be the place for this. What we really need to do is hit a couple of relics so that we can kill this Martial Ironthorn. Although we have to worry about the burbs now. Let's get both of these. So, do I think that I'm going to get really lucky on this draw? That's the question. I'm going to do 2 damage to an owl, and hope that we hit a relic, which we don't. I will attack the 9/7, though.
You'll be good as new.
That's a thing. This Martial Ironthorn's getting closer to 15. I just feel like this ticking clock kind of coming into this. I'm very worried about it. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I'm finding it absolutely terrifying. So it can lose a Great-Kiln Titan again, but force them to double block if we did it. What are the odds they have the board wipe? I don't think we want to put more into this.
This'll do the trick.
Emerging Colossus is a pretty sweet one. Plus it draws us an extra card. So now we've got a lot of gas in hand. So even if they do harsh rule this, we're okay. That's pretty good. If we get a relic, though... No. Let's draw. There's a relic. That's 6 damage, right? I think that it gets both of the Great-Kiln Titans. I haven't played a lot of Great-Kiln Titan, honestly. So, well, let's see what it has. I'm gonna guess that it triggers twice. And this should be lethal. Yeah. Alright. Whew. We did pretty good today. I'm liking this. So here we are at the finals, and there was something that I forgot to mention. I corrected a little bit of an issue that we had with the first deck tech part of the video, where I had the wrong power base. So I'll show it at the end again, and it's just slightly adjusted. It was one too many Great-Kiln Titans, and we had some extra power in there for some reason. So we were actually running 78 cards. But I managed to fix it. We played the first game with it, but after that we managed to fix it up. I think that I keep this hand. Speaking of hands and power bases. Because Trailmaker, Crest should get us there. This is a little dicey. I think I have to bottom the Sandstorm because we really want to be able to make sure that we land turn 2 Trailmaker. It'll get us a turn 3 Titan if we can do it, so that makes a lot of sense. Just get rid of it. Ooh, and they keep the card on top. Alright, well, this could be dicey then. Nope, still gonna bottom. Just one hit power. Oh boy. Opponent is in a greed pile, as we say.
Do the trick.
Let's hope it does do the trick, because I'm currently stuck without power. Crown of Possibilities. Oh boy. We're in for some fun times. So I'm going to slam with this, play the Mysterium Orb. This is a greedy play, because I can end up not having any power basically next turn if they kill it. Okay, good, good. Well, now we get to go Amber Acolyte into Trailmaker, and we're in great shape.
Safe travels, friend.
Because that pumps us up a lot of mana, too.
This'll do the trick.
We're not attacking with our Trailmaker, it's just too important. We're going to have a lot of things to do next turn. As in, I can go Gear Master into Heart of the Vault. Oh, no! Oh, that's bad. Well, I mean, I guess I can Heart of the Vault. I'm going to lose to the 5-color Crown deck. That's going to be super embarrassing. Alright, fine. I guess that what we'll do is... Amber Acolyte can happen next turn. So I could Purify and Gear Master, attack with everything, play the Granite in. We want to attack as much as possible. So it might just be best to Heart of the Vault. I should just not worry about the Gear Master and getting the value. We just want to be attacking. Nice if I can get it, but better to just pressure them. Way better to just pressure them with how greedy they are. Second crown. Oof. This would be a very funny game for me to lose, let me just say. Okay, I'm going to attack with everything. And then I think I Gear Master and Amber Acolyte.
Safe travels, friend.
Obviously in the opposite order, so I can actually play both of these things.
You'll be good as new.
And they have the Harsh Rule. I wasn't, like, with how greedy their deck is and the mana base, I was just kind of hoping that they wouldn't have that on top of the Banish to kill a Relic, but what do you do? I could have waited. I didn't want to slam the Sandstorm Titan also because of that, but I was also kind of thinking, like, they couldn't possibly have it all, right? As it turns out, they had it all. Don't think they'll have another Harsh Rule, though. We should win this. They haven't played anything that's relevant. They've just stopped us from doing things. Feeding time, sure. That's perfectly fine.
This'll do the trick.
Oh yeah, now we get them really good with this Heart of the Vault. So Heart of the Vault shoots that. Draws us 2 cards. And we deal a bunch of damage. And we're almost at the point where we can burn them out with Parapet Sentry. And there we go. Well, that wasn't much of an endgame. But well, we got to see a little bit of it. I played a little bit into that Harsh Rule. Really just kind of thought, how likely are they to have it? Turns out, very likely. But we got there, and the deck's pretty good. So, going over it again... we saw in that last game, too. I feel like Gear Master might just be too clunky. I don't know what to replace it with. It's really powerful when it starts going off. But even so, all of your Sentinels are so expensive that it's really hard to go Gear Master into something. And so I'm not sure that we can actually run it. So we could change that around. That's something you might want to look at. It feels almost like a win more, because once you start going off with Gear Master, it's a game that you've probably already won. The thing is that there's not necessarily a better, like, Explorer or Sentinel to run for it. I don't know if you'd want less units, like maybe you want to go up Xenan Obelisks, maybe you want to go up defenses. Like, you cut all the Gear Masters, put in more defenses and Obelisks, that's a possibility. Maybe cut some Gear Masters up the Amaran Shovelers, so that you still keep some units and you still have a way to draw extra gas. But it seems like a way to maybe get ahead in a really slow mid-range deck, like a mirror match, but not very useful besides that. So I might cut the Gear Master for something. That's the card that has seemed the weakest to me. besides that, everything else seemed really solid. I really liked the way the deck worked out, so pretty good stuff. And thanks everybody for watching. I wanted to say thanks so much again for all the support that we got over the last week or so for the Patreon and for Twitch subs. I really do appreciate it. I'm a full-time content creator right now, so we're a little bit short of where I had hoped to be at this point to continue doing full-time creation, because I just kind of transitioned away from a couple of jobs. But we're really close, and it's been absolutely fantastic. It's been a ton of fun to make them for you. So I'm going to try and keep up the pace that I have right now, but I may have to get another job. We're like about $50, $60 a month short of where we need to be for me to continue doing it full time. And I might have to tone down how many videos I do a week. But if not, I'd love to keep doing like 4 videos a week that I'm doing right now, and the 6 on Twitch as well. And yeah, it's been fantastic. Big shout out, of course, to Mercurio Blue, who is our patron at the level where he gets a special shout out at the end of every single one of these videos. And of course to my sponsor, inkedgaming.com, where you can get a whole lot of really cool playmats and dice bags and all kinds of other gear as well, mouse pads and things like that for your gaming needs. I just got one myself based on our Elder Dragon Hoedown video series, so I've got a really cool mouse pad from them. And I've got a code down below where you can get 12% off your order. So if you can help support me through there too, that'd be super helpful. And I will see all of you next week.